What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Halo Episode 4 review and breakdown. We can pick up after last week with Cortana created and put into Chief's skull, and a look into Chief's past and how it connects to a Forerunner artifact. Another one, at least. Of course, on the planet will be the dark secrets of just how awful the child soldier experimentation was, which in hindsight we didn't really get much of. We open with a flashback to Chief being trained in the Spartan program, and we see the Silver Team, including Soren and Chief as a young child. This was before he was the pride of the UNSC, but just a little kid who wants to go home after being forced to join and mind-wiped. Now Halsey gaslights him as we cut to Halsey discussing how the artifact works with John and only John. So it seems that Halsey thinks he was special, and the artifact thinks he was special. John is finally feeling true emotions after cutting out his inhibitor chip thing, and feels anxious as he returns to the home for the first time in years. Now hearing Jen Taylor as Cortana just takes me right back to the games, and like I said last week, it's amazing how just a casting change from the games can make the show feel even more accurate. I actually quite liked Chief going to his home planet and this whole artifact mystery. However, the frustration is while John's story starts getting very interesting, and I'm slightly starting to warm up to this new story, we cut to Quan on Madrigal, and I just don't care. I don't care about Quan and Soren. Maybe it would be interesting if it wasn't a Halo show, and the fact that she's an original character in a show which us fans just want to see the Covenant and the UNSC. I don't know why these shows, these films, try to make so many original characters, because we don't want them. We want to see the characters we grew up loving in the games. I might have liked her plot, but I just want it to end because it's not Halo. It's not really what I want to see. It's a story which I think is superfluous. I would have liked Bokeem Soren join John, but we cut to the rest of Silver Team, one of which has saw John cut his inhibitor chip out and has done the same. Maybe she was blinded by the majesty of the Master Chussie, dumbstruck even, and her judgment has been clouded as we cut to Chief returning home at what looks like the settlement that is long abandoned. And he finally puts the helmet back on, thank God, and we head to where he buried the artifact, possibly as a child, in his old house. Just as it gets interesting, we are blue-balled and we head back to Madrigal. Hey, at least the ship they arrived on looked really, really cool. And the music actually was pretty good there, as Quan returns home for the first time, and with the evil guys in charge. Bern Gorman is superb as Vinsha, and I've been a fan of the actor for years. I thought he was great in Pacific Rim, and he's just a superb character actor. Now, Quan is in the market, however, she is wanted and is trying to start a grassroots rebellion to stop whatever is going on. And we see one of the Silver Team colour her hair, and she colours her hair now because she can do what she wants. Christ. But I do like this. I do like Kai. I think she's a pretty decent character. We cut to Keyes, who is investigating the object and wants Silver Team to touch the object to see what makes John so special. And I'm not sure I like how it seems to be that the UNSC high brass look down on him. I guess they won't when he stops the first Halo, but Keyes does have her reasons for not liking the Spartans. Now, we have our boy Chief dig a hole, and I would have thought that maybe he could just punch the ground and the hole appears, but he finds his drawings as a child buried. Now back on the family Madrigal, we have what looks like a memorial, and it's interesting that there seems to be a melting pot of different faiths, cultures and religions, which is interesting. Only a small amount have shown up for the memorial to Quan'S father due to the propaganda, or probably the threat, spread by Vinsha, and the UNSC and Quan meets a general. However, it seems this general is on Vinsha's payroll, and Quan is furious that they have betrayed her father's ideals as the enforcers turn up. And we cut to Keyes, who is accused of not liking the Spartans. The Spartan praises the Spartans' virtues and name drops the war tactics of Sun Tzu, and as well Preston Cole, who in the lore was a celebrated strategist and even invented the Cole Protocol, a core tenet of the war against the Covenant. And they say they didn't even look at the games. What are they talking about? Halsey seems to prep Chief for the memories he will find by saying it's not reflective of real events. Yeah, we know. Because you got child soldiers. Yeah, evil woman. But we have him look at his house, how it used to look. And Chief has a look around. And we see the origin of drawing his pictures. And the artifact and him possibly finding it under a solar array. And his father pressing him on what he is drawing, but we don't really get much from it as we see Halsey come to him as a child. I think that was after his parents died there. I wasn't too sure because I thought at first it'd be like, oh, maybe the whole twist is that his parents called him or Halsey in, but hey, I think it's after she died pretty much. I'm going to stop rambling now. We then cut to Quan'S and the Spartans talk to her and give her some harsh truths about the Needlers, which that was such a cool scene. When these Spartans are being Spartans, it's so cool hearing this lore. And Kai says it's her favourite weapon, which, yeah, it's my favourite weapon too. The Needlers can locate living tissue, it's fire and forget, and they discuss a grunt being pathetic, which is funny as, yeah, they're like that in the games. Quan'S manages to start to translate the Sangeli words, and they probably soon work out that the human is with the Covenant, as Quan'S backstory is back, and we see Fincher hire someone to get rid of Quan. But we cut to the Spartans, and it's curious as, well, how Key's mother Halsey spent barely any time with her in favour of the Spartans, and it's something that Quan'S is a bit annoyed about. As we cut to Soren, whose ship has been gutted, and he saves Quan there from the assassin. But we see Chief find the artifact, and Quan'S works to translate the keystone from Sangeli and seems to be working with these, or at least Kai, who has started to, become more human. Very interesting, very interesting. The mystery is getting me. It is starting to grip me 4 episodes in. Quan'S backstory, I do not give a flying fig about. I know people are like, oh, I don't want the games actually just retrod, but I want it. It's a different medium. The games are the games, and then you can see it spread out and fleshed out more in a TV show. But here we are. I like the Halsey stuff. I'm invested in it. But the rest of it I find a bit weak. But that is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, I was a bit more positive this week. I'm trying to be a bit more positive because just trashing a show week after week is really, really boring. And it's negativity that I hate to spread into the world. I don't want to spend a few hours making this video just to be negative. I've picked out stuff I liked. I enjoyed it more than last week, but it's still not there for me, at least. I'm hoping I will continue doing this weekly, but let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you want to join us on this journey, this great journey of not a single bit of heresy, please do subscribe with notifications on, and I'll see you soon, and goodbye.